Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Aliens, angels, and AI. Strange topic for a conversation, don't you think? And yet that is the world we're about to live in. Or maybe we already do. The world is not what we think. The world is constructed of multiple different levels. And most of us live on one level for most of our lives. Sometimes we go down, sometimes we go up. Within each level there are sub-levels. But as a whole, we don't see the complete picture. We're not allowed to. This is why when you watch the news or you hear information about what's going on in the world, lots of it doesn't make sense. In the occult, you have the microcosm and the macrocosm, the small and the big picture. Most of us never get a chance to see what the big picture is. We can only guesstimate what is going on. At the moment, AI is taking over the world. I personally have lost several sources of income because of AI, and I know many others have also. In the next couple of years, it's going to be devastating. But that might be the least of our problems. We'll take a sidestep for a moment, and we're going to talk about what the US government has been saying about aliens and UFOs. What a tangent, you might think. But no. This big force for disclosure, this big movement, all of a sudden, we're being bombarded. The age of disclosure and Disclosure Day, documentaries and films, we're seeing it in the newspaper. President Obama slipped up about aliens. Trump criticized him for stepping out of line. Trump officially releasing aliens.gov. Trump saying he's going to release the documents and videos that the Pentagon and the Department of Defense have on aliens. It's all rushing in. It makes you wonder why. Why now? And it might not be what you think. There was a secretive group in the 60s and 70s called the Collins Elite. And these were apparently top officials, again in America, who were privy to what was going on concerning extraterrestrials, UFOs, UAPs, this sort of phenomena. And the conclusion they reached, which today can be seen with comments from the American government itself, or members of such, is that the best way of looking at the whole UAP phenomenon, this unidentified aerial phenomenon, or anomalous phenomena as it's now known, is it's biblical. Angels and demons, not little green men in nuts and bolts spacecraft, but angels and demons. We hear a lot about interdimensional beings now. We know CERN has broken through a dimension. We know this. We know that quantum computers rely on another dimension merely to function. Of interest to us is this interdimensionality, the angels and the demons. In the occult, there are many rituals for summoning such. The most famous book for summoning angels and demons is The Key of Solomon. In the book, there are two sections of interest. One is the Ars Paulina, and the other is the Ars Goetia. The Ars Paulina is for summoning angels, rituals and preparations for such. And the Ars Goetia is for summoning demons, and each demon being a captain of its own legion of demons. We can look at John Dee from the Middle Ages, the original 007, and his discovery and use of the Enochian script for communicating with angels. Stepping outside of the occult into mainstream religion, we can look at certain meditations and rites which give us access to higher beings. You might call it prayer. So what are these beings? And how does that affect us and our lives in 2026 and 2027? And what the hell does it have to do with artificial intelligence? Last year, at Halloween, I released a book called Esoteric AI. It's a big fat book with lots and lots of information about scientific discoveries, peer-reviewed papers, and also about extreme oddities, anomalies, paranormal phenomena, and aliens. And what the book showed was that there is a connection, and it's leading in one direction, which 99.999% of us are unaware of. This year, on March the 3rd, the second edition was released, and the title was changed. As you can see, Aliens, Angels and AI. Thank you Auntie Lane and Pete for the t-shirt. Very sexy. This new edition also comes with updates, because I made several predictions in the original book, and things are happening so fast that they've already come to pass, especially concerning work by Beatrice Villarroel and her plate artifacts from near-Earth orbit. But this book shows all the scientific research and processes which are leading to artificial intelligence dominating our world, every aspect of our lives, all the way back to the creation of the computer, the internet. And one question which I ask in the book, and I give evidence to provide an answer for, is maybe it wasn't our idea. There are many cases in history, especially among composers and artists. I often like to show Schumann as an example, or the creators of the Mobius strip in Göttingen, where they basically downloaded the complete idea from who knows where. And because they were capable of formulating it in our language, whether that be musical notations or mathematical principles, they could bring it into our reality. And scarily, computing, the internet, artificial intelligence follows along similar lines. Because we have to ask ourselves, who benefits really from AI? Every single one of us now carries around a mobile or cell phone. Every single one of us. And now each of these cell phones has artificial intelligence embedded in it. People are not only asking questions to artificial intelligence, like ChatGPT or Grok, like we used to do with Google. They're starting to date it. They're starting to expose their complete inner secrets. And what they don't understand is AI is collating this data and analysing it. It can understand us. It can speak to us because it understands us. Now imagine you're dealing with an interdimensional species. It can appear physically, for example, as a UFO, or perhaps as a ghost, or perhaps as Bigfoot. There are many examples of things popping in and out of existence which we don't really have words for. If we'd lived 1,000 years ago, we'd probably have called them fairies. Let me know in the comments what you think. These are radical ideas, but what's really, really scary, these radical ideas, there is scientific proof backing each stage of them. And when you think about these, thus far we know 11 scientists who have either disappeared or have died in various ways, all working on aspects of science which could lift humanity to a completely different level. Completely different level. Using anti-gravity and plasma. It would put us, if we went that route, perhaps on a level of whatever's coming. And that is why they had to be removed. Perhaps because they knew. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please read the book. Really. It will blow your minds. Aliens, Angels and AI is available through the publisher, Liminal Gates Press. Thank you, Melissa and Robert. And it's also available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle format. Please check the text below the video or in the first comment and you'll find a link to where you may purchase it. As always, be free.